Hey everyone, it's MJ here, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining why you should play Fallout 76 in 2023. Fallout 76 has been out for over 5 years now, and over those 5 years, Bethesda has added content, fixed bugs, and really brought the game to what it should have been at launch. The game has NPCs now, plenty of cool discoverable locations, tons, and I mean tons of questing, companions, or little characters for your camp, and so much stuff to unlock and discover. So in this video, I will be giving you reasons why you should be playing Fallout 76 in 2023. We're going to start with the very first reason why you should play Fallout 76 in 2023. Reason number one, it is actually playable. At launch of Fallout 76, the game was deemed broken and just not playable at all. There were no NPCs, it wasn't fun to some people. I fucking loved it personally. And it just wasn't what Bethesda advertised it to be. But now, if you are a new player, the game is flowing with so much content that you can actually do, it's insane. Fallout 76 has gone through countless, and I really do mean countless roadmaps and redesigns of the game that developers switched last second. Our first roadmap contained Wild Appalachia, Nuclear Winter, and Wastelanders. Wastelanders was the patch that was going to be fixing everything, and thankfully, when Wastelanders did launch, it did, adding new NPCs, new questing, and plenty of stuff to unlock. Wild Appalachia added seasonal events, a really cool detective quest that I really recommend people do if you are going to be playing Fallout 76, involving a imposter sheep squatch, which is their cryptid that they made for the game, and Nuclear Winter, which is a sadly removed Battle Royale mode that was hugely popular when it launched, but after a while, just there weren't enough players for Bethesda to keep it going. After Wild Appalachia and Nuclear Winter were considered hit and misses within the Fallout 76 community, Bethesda decided to launch like their most banger fucking update that they've ever did, which was Wastelanders, introducing NPCs, new quests, and just companions and everything. The game had a solid like 30 hours of extra content, and it was all free, and Bethesda didn't even have to keep going with the game, but they did. And I will forever respect Bethesda for continuing with the shit show, even if they will not ever, if they'll never hit the player base that they once could have. But not only after Wastelanders launched, which was an extreme W for Fallout 76, in 2020, Bethesda went fucking off. They added so much content within Fallout 76. They introduced seasons, which were basically the battle passes for Fallout 76, which were, mind you, completely free. They introduced the legendary perks, they introduced public teams, they introduced a new world boss, they introduced the Brotherhood of Steel quest line, they introduced Daily Ops, a completely new event, they brought back Foshnaut, which was an event back from Wild Appalachia, which they keep doing seasonally. Now, they didn't release expeditions, and they didn't release, I don't think, camp shelters until later in 2021 because they had to delay that, but they also released perk loadouts, which let players quickly choose our loadouts instead of having to swap over all our perks. We could specifically choose one type of perk, which was fucking amazing. Bethesda, I commend them for the work that they did in 2020. They went off. And I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but also in 2020, Bethesda introduced One Wasteland, which meant that all enemies scaled to your level. So no longer would, say me, being level 492, be going over to the forest region where usually low-level enemies are at and fighting level 1s and 2s. All enemies were scaled to your level, which means I would be fighting level 50s and level 100s, meaning that I could get the maximum amount of XP for my level. And then if I am a level 400 and then I go fight the world boss, it'll be level 100 for me, but then for someone who is level 60, the world boss will be level 60, so it scales that way, instead of making everyone fight a level 100 boss or everyone fighting a level 40 boss. And don't get me wrong, in 2021, Bethesda also went off, but not as much as they did in 2020. In 2021, they introduced the locked and loaded mode, which introduced special loadouts and special camp loadouts, more slots, daily ops expansions, Steel Rain, which was the rest of the Brotherhood DLC, which introduced legendary crafting and legendary power armor. Worlds are changing, where private worlds you could customize, and then they added their own little community worlds, which every week they would change up. And then Tales from the Stars, which they have yet to add 4-star legendaries to my understanding, and then a new Invaders from Space event, which aliens would come down and you would have to take over areas and then you'd have to kill the bosses, which is a very good mode. And then in 2022, Bethesda, I would argue, went more off than in 2021. So in 2020, they had a great year. 2021, a bit less. In 2022, they went off again. So in 2022, they introduced Invaders from Beyond, which introduced another event, some more game modes, and all that cool stuff. And then in the summer, they introduced Test Your Metal, which introduced 3 new game modes, 3 new events for us to play, another season. And then in the fall, which was one of the best additions, I would say, were the Expeditions, where you go to the pit. A remake of the Fallout 3 DLC where you go on a longer mission to go help these settlers, and then you can fight these raiders, and then you have to save people, or you can just have to like bomb shit, and it's cool. And then you can get really cool rewards like new weapons and new designs. And then in the winter, they released Nuka World On Tour, which was basically they took a lot of stuff from the Nuka World DLC from Fallout 4, brought it into 76, and then introduced a whole new world boss, which I thought was amazing. Now, sadly enough, Fallout 76 in 2023 has not been as great as any other year, as they have only brought in two updates so far, Once in a Blue Moon and Mutant Invasion, which were mainly just updates to public events, cryptids, some daily quests, and 2 seasons, which acted as battle passes, of course. Now, the main reason I'm making this video is because of the newest update coming to Fallout 76 on December 5th, which is Atlantic City, where you and players will be able to go on an expedition to Atlantic City, New Jersey, where they will introduce 2 new expedition missions, like the Pit, tax evasion, and the most sensational game, new daily quests, more outpost locations, new UI for activating quests, and changes and corrections to fire and damaging weapons following Once in a Blue Moon, of course. That is the first part of the update, called Boardwalk Paradise. The second part, America's Playground, where we will be able to openly explore Atlantic City, 3 new main quests, and another new third expedition in Atlantic City, as well as another one in the Pit, so 6 expeditions as whole. Now that I've given you all quick and easy reasons of why you should really be playing Fallout 76 in 2023, I'm going to be breaking it down into a smaller chart so it's easier to understand what I'm talking about and why you should be playing this game. Now, to start reading off of this goddamn essay that I've written out of what's been added to Fallout 76 since launch, we have a lot to go over. So what has been added? First up on this list, NPCs and 3 new quest lines, plus plenty of side quests, seasons or battle passes that are completely free to you, new weapons and armor that are not in past Fallout games, and some that will surprise you, daily operations, which are daily missions you can do for the sweet Brotherhood rewards, expeditions, which are larger scale team-based missions, shelters, which act as camps but with massive building budgets, legendary perks, and the ability to craft legendary weapons, as well as scrapping legendary weapons for resources, 2 new world boss events since launch, making it 3 bosses overall, some additions to private worlds and public community-based worlds, public teams, making it easier to join others to do questing and events, and tons of new events and areas to explore have been added since launch, and surprisingly, much more. So after me listing off all these reasons why you should play Fallout 76 in 2023, I hope that you guys all consider at least trying the game, as it is in Game Pass, and I think it was in PS Plus at one point, so all that it costs you is a download. And the community is by far one of the best communities in gaming. I guarantee you, you ask anyone who has played Fallout 76 for a long time, they will say Fallout 76 is the best community. Everyone in the community is so goddamn nice, and it's awesome to see. The chances of you getting helped out by a larger level player is actually insane. Sometimes they'll drop you ammo or stims. Now you have to obviously get lucky, because not all players are like this, but a majority of higher level players do this for lower level players. After giving all the reasons why I feel like you should all be playing Fallout 76 in 2023, we come to the conclusion: Fallout 76 since launch has had so much content updated, so many patches and fixes, and so much love and support from the developers, and a lot of controversy as well. But in the end, Fallout 76, in my opinion, is a great game right now that you should be playing if you want something to scratch that multiplayer MMO itch. Thank you all for watching till the end of this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you so choose to. And as always, have a great day. See ya.